Hello students, I welcome you all to Current Affair Lectures by Azad ICS Academy, and today we are going to look into the current affairs of 9th of April. So before we start with 9th of April current affairs, let us see the question that we had discussed in the previous class. So previous class we discussed there were some important kinds of flowers that were being found in Kashmir. And why is this? Because there is a kind of a climatic condition that exists there. So the answer for this question, if you're not able to find out here, is that long, harshy winters lead to vegetative dormancy. See, try to understand this is basic common sense. In Kashmir, see, you see a lot of, northern part wherein there is Himalayas and all of that. So hence, because of that, it would be long, harsh winters. And because of this kind of winter seasons, there is no much vegetation that happens. And that is why there are some kind of distinct flowers that can be only seen in Kashmir. So hence the vegetative dormancy is there in Kashmir. Okay, so this is the right answer here. So year-round rainfall and fertile plant is not possible. Okay, there is no tropical monsoon, of course not. And there are short summers and warm winters. This is also not possible because winter cannot be warm, especially there in the northern part of India where, very close to Himalayas at least, right? So there is a long, harsh winter, which is leading to a vegetative dormancy is the right answer for this particular question. I hope all of you have been trying to participate and got the right answers. Now let us see the important article that we have for today, which is nothing but scientists demonstrate clear quantum advantage using a simple game. So let us see what is this about. See, researchers have demonstrated quantum supremacy using simple color game. This offers more practical and verifiable methods than earlier complex approaches. So basically what they're trying to do here is they're trying to make this quantum thing more simple. So for a long time, researchers have been looking for a sort of task that quantum computer will do better than the classical computers. So they are trying to, make the quantum computers better. Now, see, please understand whenever it comes to science and technology, quantum computer and then biotechnology, and there's one more important, and that is cryptocurrency, okay, and bitcoins. So all these are some of the points that are very, very important when it comes to science and technology. So here, this is also very important topic becomes for UPSC point of view. So quantum computer is something that UPSC or any exams for that matter is having a lot of interest with. Okay, so what they're trying to do here is they're going to check how the quantum computers are and how the classical computers are going to be. Because if the quantum computer shows that it can be superior, it will achieve a milestone called quantum supremacy. If our quantum computer starts working better than the classical computer, then we will come to a milestone which is called as quantum supremacy. So if they ask you what is quantum supremacy, then that is the quantum computers are doing better than the classical computers. Okay, quantum supremacy is where quantum computer can solve the problem faster and better than the classical computer. Okay, scientists have been researching for a simple, they have been looking for a simple task, which can do this. Okay, so for a simple task to prove this advantage clearly, a new way to show a quantum supremacy. What is a new way? We will see that, right? So researchers have shown quantum supremacy using a simple coloring game. So there is a coloring game. Okay, and because of this coloring game, they may ask you what is the method that researchers have found to prove quantum supremacy. That is a coloring game. We'll discuss about that. In this game, two players answer questions about points on circle without talking to each other. So there will be two people who will be talking about, or they'll be answering the color. So that's what they're going to do. Okay, using quantum entanglement atoms, the player won 97.8% of the time, much better than 83.3%. So this is the success rate of this. So the finding published in the physical review letter in the February borrowed a concept of odd cycle graph. It aims here is to color a circle containing a odd number. So they had to color containing which is having odd number. For example, in front of you, they keep you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what are the odd numbers? You're supposed to color those particular thing, okay, with two colors such that no adjacent point have a same color. So if there are two colors, if you're using two colors, both of them should not be same. That is mathematically impossible, right? So hence they are asking you to do this. The setup of odd cycle problem is simple. Considering a circle with an odd number of a point inside says 3. So they're just explaining you how this particular game look like. Okay, now look. So this shows that the quantum computers can solve certain problems faster than efficiently than the classical computers, even with just two quantum bits. So even if you have just two quantum bits also, you can solve this particular, game. So here, see, the challenge is using two colors, blue and red. The color to color the point such that no adjacent points have the same color. Once one of the point is colored red, then the blue. The third one has red and or blue, breaking the rule. In the researchers' experiment, there are two players named Alice and Bob who can't communicate with each other. A referee asks them a question about color of the point of the odd number colored. The game ends in victory if two candidates are met. When asked about the same point, the players must answer with the same color. So if the players are answering in the same color, that is when they are going to win. Okay. And when asked about the adjacent point, they must answer with different colors. Like if Alice says blue, then the Bob says red. In this classical scenario, the players agree on the color pattern for the points they have been points before the game begins, yielding to a success rate of. So before, when they did this, it was 83.3 for the 3-point circle. In other words, the game would have been won 83.3 of the times. But later on, what happens here is it was still more better. This was done better with the quantum computing. And that time when they played, it was 97.8% the winning chance is there. When it is using quantum computers with 2 qubits. So hence, this is something that is very, very important. And that is why this topic becomes very easy for us or important for us, that quantum computer can do better than the classical computers, right? So the next important topic that we have for today here is, what is the current political situation in South Korea? Okay, so let us understand. South Korea Constitutional Court upheld President Won impeachment on 4th April with unanimous 8-0 verdict. So here you have to understand, upheld means they are being, he's been removed and he's been impeached, basically not removed. He is the second president to be removed in 8 years. So in 8 years, he's the second president who has been removed or he's been impeached from his office. Okay, according to the constitution, South Korea will elect a new president within 60 days. So they'll have to elect within 60 days. On 30th December, on 30th December 2024, Won imposed martial law citing anti-state threats. So why this happened or why this particular person was removed? So he put a martial law. I hope all of you understand martial law. Martial law means, especially in India, let us assume that there's martial law, that is military rule, and at this point of time all your fundamental rights etc will be suspended and military will be taking control over everything, right? So because of this, a lot of people are going to get suffered in that country, right? So hence he imposed a martial law saying that there are some anti-state threats. Parliament revoked the martial law and later impeached him with what is the number of votes? So look, 204 people out of 300 people voted saying that he should be impeached. Right? So after the martial law was removed, the people basically impeached. Maybe because during the martial law, he must have done something which people did not like. Okay. The nation showed massive protest for both supporters and opponents of Yuan. An arrest warrant was approved in the January. Violent clashes followed. So there were a lot of things that happened. Right? So upcoming president elections is scheduled for June 3rd or June 3. Okay. So, and the ruling PPP is in crisis while the opposition DKP is gaining grounds. South Korea also faces economic strains from US tariffs. So because of US tariffs, South Korea is also, kind of facing a lot of economical challenges as well. Along with this is a problem. Now, see, I wanted to understand when they're talking about the impeachment of South Korea, you need to understand what is the impeachment process in India also. See, impeachment process in India is also there, right? So what happens is the president can be impeached, and impeachment process is nothing but, if you feel that the person is not doing his work properly or he's going against, especially on what grounds the person or a president will be impeached in our country is that if they are going against the constitution or if they're showing disrespect to the constitution, that is when the president will be impeached. And so far in our country, no president has been impeached. Right? In that we do not have any history of impeachment. Please know what is the process of impeachment. That is, impeachment is mentioned in Article, I think 61 of our constitution, which is talking about what is the process of impeachment, right? So there will be one house. If you have Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, it can be introduced in any one of the house. And in which house it is introduced, it becomes the, initiating house, and the other one becomes the investigating house, right? And here, once this is passed here and then this is also passed here, and there will be a 14 days notice that will be also given to the president saying that, okay, this is the reason why we are impeaching you, right? And there will be some amount of people who need to sign that kind of, investigation as well before we pass it into each of the houses. So like this, there is an entire impeachment process. So please know what is the impeachment process in our country so that, if you have any question that comes with respect to president, you need to be aware of it. Right? So later we have another important article that is, okay, this is the important question that we have for 9th of April. What is the significant decision with South Korea's constitution code that was made? So you need to know why or what is it exactly, right? So try to find out the answer for this particular question. And also try to put in your answers in the comment section. And if you have any other suggestions, if you have anything that you want to share in, please let us know. So we will try to, kind of come up with more amount of topics, more amount of questions for our engagement. Okay, we can do the classes much better. So put in your suggestions, etc. Try to explain the, concept of impeachment. So I'll add another question if possible. Try to write an answer also for this. Explain the process of impeachment in India. You can mention about the articles, you can mention the entire process, right? So anyways, we will discuss about this in political lectures. What is the impeachment process? How is it happening and everything, right? So try to stay tuned till tomorrow. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's lecture with the more current affairs topics of tomorrow. Thank you so much. And if you have any requests that you want us to, start some initiatives, you can also give us that suggestion so that according to your wish, we will also start those initiatives, right? Thank you so much.